All right, welcome to day number 1. Attitude is everything. Today we're going to talk about how to manage our minds. Now, why is it so important to manage our mind? Well, the University of Pennsylvania found that 70% of all communication is nonverbal. It's not what we say, it's how we feel when we say it. And when we manage our mind, we also manage our emotions, and we don't want them to manage us. Okay? So there are 2 principles to remember when managing our minds. Number 1, what you see is what you get. What you look at grows. So pay attention to what you're looking for, because that becomes your reality. Principle number 2, what you expect is what you get. The mind is actually not able to see evidence of what it doesn't already believe in. Okay? So the mind finds evidence of what it believes in. This is proven in sociology by a guy named Schiller. We don't see evidence that contradicts our beliefs, even though it's happening right around us. Okay? So how do you manage your mind? Like, after you watch this video, what can you do right now today? Ask yourself this question. What is my intention? Ask yourself this question before you talk to your husband, before you send that text. Make an inventory check. What is my intention? If there is any level of blame inside of you, stop. Don't finish the sentence. Don't send the text. Just stop. Disengage. Get out of the house if you have to. Nothing you say or do from this point on is going to get you anything that you want back. Okay? Here's how I know. My client Sarah, she had so many valid points and reasons to complain. Like, her husband didn't have a job, she was sole provider, he didn't have a phone, and they had children together. Imagine that, not being able to call him. That was a big pain point for her. The lamps were hanging down, stuff was undone in the house that he said he'd do. She wasn't allowed to get someone else to fix it. He wanted to do, but he hadn't for years, okay? So the list was really long, but I told her, Sarah, I hear you, sister. I do. I really, really do. But here's what you get to do to shift and create something new for you. Stop blaming or complaining for 24 hours. And now she was able to manage her mind and do just that. Here's what happened. They had a date night and he told her he loved her. She couldn't even remember when he told her that last. She sent me a text about it. She was so excited. I had to pinch my arm. I couldn't believe it. Guess what, ladies? It was like a miracle. He fixed the stuff around the house. He got a phone and he talked about getting a job. It was like amazing. Everything she wanted, she got from just that exercise of managing her mind, okay? So miracles do happen. There's the proof, and I have the text message. I'll share it with you. Okay, so if you're like me and you just blurt it out anyway without asking what is my intention, all right? So if you sent the text or you asked him to do something or you communicated in a way that didn't land with him, you didn't get the response that you wanted back, or it ended up creating a conflict, get really real about how you did feel when you sent the text or when you asked him to do something or when you said that word or sentence. How did you feel? All right, admit that to yourself, okay? And even better, admit it to him, okay? Nothing creates connection like honesty and vulnerability. But don't be honest about him or what bugs you about him. Get honest and vulnerable about yourself and your own insecurities. Own them, right? So just admit that you were blaming and just tell him what was going on and just get real, and it won't hold the power over you, right? It will really make him love you, because here's the deal. He's always feeling like he's doing something wrong or being blamed, even if you're not. That's his reality most of the time, is that he's doing something wrong. So when you give him that and acknowledge that and be honest about that, he's going to feel such a sense of relief and freedom, and he's going to love you for it, okay? So do that, okay? So here's a trick I use to manage my mind, because I just sometimes I can't control myself. It's like I gotta get that text out. I'm frustrated and I just gotta send that hit of blame like it's gonna help. It's not. But here's how I do it. Like, don't send a text. Send it to someone else, okay? Send it to me. Send it to your friend, okay? And just remember this. Blaming is like peeing in your pants. Like, it feels good for 1 or 2 seconds, then it feels awful, and it's really the barrier to everything. Like, that stands between you and all the love and the life that you really want. So just be aware of that, okay? And managing your mind is like being the lawyer in your life, or the lawyer of the life that you want. Find the facts for the case that you want to make. Find the facts for the great marriage you have, the great life that you have, okay? So here's how we don't manage our mind very well as women or wives. We look at all this stuff our husband is not doing, and then that becomes a reality. So no wonder we're blaming and complaining. We have shitty lives, because that's what we look at, that's what we see, that's what grows, that's our reality. So we get stuck in that blaming loop, okay? Don't tell the story that you married a loser. Why would you tell that? It's so easy. I've done it too. Tell the story of the Superman, okay? He's in there inside your husband and he loves you. He's just afraid to come out, right? Like, I can always go over and hug my husband. He can't always do that. He's afraid to. He doesn't know how I'm going to react. I have that power. I have that choice, right? Remember that. You have more choices than he does, right? He's afraid a lot of the time, like how you're going to react about your emotions. So manage your mind and get that loving husband out, that Superman that's in there, that's fixing everything, that's just like, yeah, I could do this. Like, he's right there, okay? It is your choice, and it is really your obligation to get him back out, because we as women, we have that power and control to always go and give love to our husband, right? We can do that. So that's how you manage your mind. And just remember, blaming is like peeing in your pants. Doesn't feel good for very, very long. Don't do it. If you did do it, just be honest and vulnerable. Just admit it to yourself and then to him. Get real and reconnect with your husband. It's amazing what happens. Okay, so gratitude is the fastest hack to uplevel your attitude. That's your homework for tomorrow, okay? Write 10 things that you love about A, what your husband is already doing, B, your relationship with him, and C, him as a person. What do you love about him? 10 gratitudes, okay? And if you really want to up level and really get your marriage back on track, write 10 new gratitudes per day for the 5 days. Maybe even one in each category. That's 150 gratitudes in total. Share it with me. If you don't have Facebook, just reply to this email, or else share it in the group in a video where you talk about it so we can see you and feel you, or share it in just a text and tag me, okay? I'll be sharing alongside you. I'll be sharing my gratitude with my husband and doing the homework together with you. And tomorrow we're going to talk about how to communicate with a man when you are in fact a woman, okay? So when the words do come out of our mouth, how to choose them and how to manage them so that it lands with our husband. All right, I'm so excited. I can't wait to see your transformation and read all your gratitudes. See you in the group. Bye-bye.